in South Carolina, we got some crazy snow. I'm sure you've seen on the news, but the beach has snow. I wish I could go. Um, I'm at home instead of in my car, right? Because we're snowed in. You might hear my kids being loud or whatever, but I wanted to get on here and talk for a couple minutes about what's going on in the crypto world. I mean, overall, I would imagine there's a lot of unhappy people right now, right? Because things are crashing and falling down and not going up. You know, we all want things to go up, of course, especially, I mean, if we're invested, we want things to go up. But I really want people to get a hold of the Lord in this whole arena and with your finances. And I mean, more importantly, is having a deep well with God and putting first things first, right? The love of money is the root of so much evil. And if you can develop an authentic relationship with the Lord, an authentic relationship with the Holy Spirit, because that is who is here with us now. God, the overflow of that intimate relationship will meet your needs in every way. And I'm not talking about just overflow, abundance, prosperity, money for everybody, but Paul said that he knew how to be abased and how to be abound, right? And if you can rest in the fact that God is your reward and he is your provider, regardless, when the times of abundance come, you can recognize it and know how to navigate towards it. So I don't have a dream to share right now. I haven't had a dream lately, but I'm so thankful for the dreams that the Lord has given me and some dreams that the Lord's given others. Because I have buy orders. I've had buy orders set since October, since 10/10, when things went crazy low, the flash crash back in October, because I did not feel like that was what was prophesied about. I feel like that was like, I don't know, maybe it was, I mean, it very well could have been it. That was the XRP at $1.40. But since then, I've had a dream, right, where XRP went to $1.27 and I was able to buy. And I had favor. I had favor in my finances. And I mean, if you know or remember or listen to the dream, I was with Tony Hawk, and he the famous skateboarder, pro skateboarder, and he owned a bank. And I don't remember all the details right now. You can go back and listen to it. But in the dream, I knew that I was able to get into XRP kind of through a back door. And the Lord, he has back doors. He has secret doors for us, for those who know him. So I've had buy orders at $1.40. I've had buy orders at $1.27, because I'm like, you know what? I'm putting this word to the test. I'm already invested. I haven't sold over the last months. But I'm celebrating because yesterday, 2 of my buy orders for Hbar were hit. And I had them at 8.5 cents. And I have some at 8 cents that did not get hit. But I would not be shocked if things in the foreseeable near future drop further. I don't know, but I'm so like I've been able to buy at very, very opportune times, specifically 2024 November, right? Like I was able to, like, I was so brand new to crypto, but I was able to get in, and I thought things were just going to keep going up, so I lost profit. But I'm still up overall, been up overall, and now I have my head on a little straighter, a little clear, and now I'm tracking with the Lord with my own dreams, and not just my own dreams, dreams my wife has had, dreams a couple of my kids have had. So it's just cool that it's not about me and me alone hearing the Lord. But man, getting a couple buy orders hit was such a blessing because I've had those orders in for months. And like I told my wife last night, I was like, things are dropping. Some orders might get hit tonight. And I'm like, oh my gosh, because for real, that's the first time I've had preemptive prophetic buy orders and really had the long suffering and the patience and the endurance and the faith to let those orders sit. Part of it is because the extra money that I had, if you know, you might remember, but I basically sold some classic car projects and cars I had and just dumped that into crypto. And so it wasn't really painful for me to put that money in and take that risk. But now I don't have extra money. So every bit of money that I put in the market, I'm like, no, I have to buy extremely well. I have to buy extremely well, or else it's just not worth the risk. I'm doing a video. You want to say hi?
Hi.
It's just not worth the risk. I don't have money to lose like that. Because even if a buy order gets hit, I'm still gonna have to wait for it to go up, right? And if you've been tracking with me, the dream that the Lord gave me about November 2026, so this coming November, I am in faith that things are going to go up at that point. And I probably will pull some out, because if it's anything like the November in 2024, you know, things went back down fairly fast. So it would have just, I don't want to just create a recipe out of the past, but hey, love, can you go back in the room with
I
the
just
sale?
want some chips.
Later. I'll get some for you later. I don't want to just assume that because it happened in the past a certain way that it's going to happen again. So we'll see when November comes. But again, I don't know exactly what's going to happen in November. I am in faith that massive democratization is going to happen with XRP and crypto. And this is one of the points that I've been pondering. And I can't say that this is prophetic, but I feel like maybe it's just observational wisdom. Is if you remember at the end of 2024, right, Kamala and Trump were going at it, trying to be president, and the Democrats were very anti-crypto. Like they were not pro-crypto. They had dug their heels in, right? And that's why things went awesome, because Trump was, and the markets knew it, and that's why it went up. The point I'm getting at is there was an awareness, a last minute awareness that the Democrat Party had that they needed to get on board with crypto, because it's the people's money, right? For the most part. And they didn't realize that they were going to get so much pushback, and so many independent, even people on the left that are pro crypto, were going to be upset with them and not vote with them if they didn't participate in some pro crypto agenda. So last minute, they got all on board, but it was such a joke, right? People saw through the veil. They saw that it was just to gain their votes for the election, that they weren't actually pro crypto. And so they relented to try to win the election. I'm bringing that up to say, right, we have this Clarity Act that has just fallen apart. I had a dream, right, before the Clarity Act came up recently, where Eric Trump was telling me, hey, like we were all getting on a forklift, moving stuff out of the way, clearing the path is what it was. We were clearing the path. And if you don't know, Eric Trump is extremely pro crypto, right? And then I found out the next day that the clarity bill was coming up, and I'm like, look, we need to pray. We need to pray, and we need to move heavy objects out of the way, and we need to use assisted power, right? And that's power in God. That's power in God. Like if the Lord's wanted to do something, it's our job to engage, cooperate, and participate with His goals and His agenda for our blessing, for our sake. But again, my point is in relation to the midterm elections. If things keep falling apart with the clarity bill, I'm thinking, especially if pressure's applied to the Democratic senators and congressmen, then they're going to begin to relent on some very important core legislation for crypto. And they could maybe, it's historical, right, for the party in power to lose the midterms. So if the conservatives lose the midterms, but yet the left participated in some pro crypto agenda to be able to get elected, that's good for us, right? That's good for crypto in general. Of course, I want the conservatives to win because they just align more biblically and with my faith. But the point I'm making is, even though things look rough now with the Clarity Act, the closer we get to midterms, I think the more and more these people in power are going to relent to the pressure that we put on them. So over the next months, this is going to be a time to be calling your senators and congressmen and emailing them and letting your voice be heard. I think it's important. And I'm not the kind of guy, I mean, I don't really do that stuff. I mean, I was very involved with the pro-life movement, and I've done some stuff like that in that realm. But this is new for me, but I feel like there is a level of participation that is our responsibility to let our request be known. Like, hey, we're here, we care, we want the banks to not be in control of everything. We don't want the banking lobby to rule over our politicians, right? So those are just some prayer points going forward, and some hope for prices to go up in the future of this year, later at the end of the year. We'll see how things go with rate cuts and a new Fed chair and all that stuff. Definitely a lot going on, but man, I'm maybe because I'm already invested, I'm just like, I have stuff sitting and waiting. But getting some buy orders hit was like awesome. I mean, this is the first time, not only have I had a buy order hit, but the buy order, if you look retrospectively at the charts, it was like pretty down into a wick that my buy order got hit. So it got hit for Hbar at 8.5 cents. And I have some others at 8 cents. But 8.5 cents, I mean, to have that kind of patience and faith and trust, and just setting a buy order prophetically, right? There's definitely a risk, right? If you're in the market, you're in the market. And if you have really low buy orders, it's like, okay, maybe not. But as much as this is a big deal for my finances, this is a big deal for my growth in hearing the Lord in this realm. So I love that I'm tracking with the Lord in this. And again, I mean, I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that, but the Lord is raising up a Joseph, Daniel thing in the church to provide for the church in good times and in bad times coming up. And sorry, we need to know how to track with the Lord. And if I can model this in any way, I would never tell anyone on here, hey, do what I'm doing. But if you hear the Lord in what I'm saying, if you consider it confirmation to what the Lord's already showing you, or if this inspires you to pray to get confirmation, to get your own dreams, to inspire you to start listening to the Lord in new and different ways, awesome. But I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you, hey, buy right now, or hey, we're going to have more opportunities to buy lower. But that's where my faith is. Personally, I felt like I've heard the Lord on this, and to be continued. All right, blessings. I want to look at some of these comments real quick. Yeah. Hey, I just want to say hello to everybody. Thanks for tuning in, hanging out. God loves you so very much. You as well. He loves all of us like we are his favorite. And I hope everyone here knows that. I appreciate the encouragements. Hello, hello, hello. What you talking about? Well, if you rewind and listen, you'll totally know what I'm talking about. I appreciate the encouragement. Blessings, to be continued.